Thank you. Okay, floor is open for anything.
Hi, it's Edie.
Hi, Edie.
Hi, Lee.
Hi, honey.
You know, I'm not exactly sure what to share, but I'm just moved to do so. Today was a really good meditation. I truly felt something today. It was really good. And I really enjoyed listening to Stacy and Anne. When Stacy was sharing, it really triggered when she said, I think. And I've been watching my thoughts lately, noticing, I think, a lot of things. And when Anne was mentioning about not understanding last week, that's exactly how I felt. Words have always kind of tripped me up. I always have a sense of things, like in everything I do. Like when I drive around, I really don't know how to get to where I'm going, but I know it when I'm in the process of doing it. It's in the same thing, like in the work that I do. Sometimes it's hard for me to explain to somebody something that's really technical, but when I come across I know what next step to take. And it's not me that knows. I can just let go and feel that, this is the next thing to do as it comes. And I used to really fight that because I used to think that wasn't intelligence, in quotes, whatnot. I watch other people in my field that are, able to speak, really high technical terms that just goes beyond me. But it was funny because in a lot of jobs that I've done, and I work in the technical field, I get a lot of my peers that will say, how did you do that? That's really neat. That really worked. I don't know. I just did this. Wow, I never would have thought to do that. That's always been my take everywhere I go. It's, and I've been told, there she goes and blazes her own trail. And it's like that in my music studies when I studied with a true bluegrass legend, and, he would show me these licks, and I would play it back, and it would be not what he's playing. I could play the notes, but he would say, that's not bluegrassy, And it's really funny because I just keep coming back to, the individualization. There's everything that I do just is unique, and I can't, I'm coming to the point where I'm not going to fight it anymore. I'm just going to totally embrace it.
Yay!
What I do is what I do.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So, yeah, that's what I've been, a lot of the things that Joel had said this week, and one word that really rang true was relax. And when I do that, I just keep follow the intuition, because, oh man, when I do that, it never fails me. It really doesn't. It's when I think that gets in the way, So that's what was really cool. Like what Anne was saying, a word that comes to me, being a musician, is hear. Mm-hmm. And though I may hear the words, I'm hearing it on a different level. Something else is picking up.
Yep.
Yeah. So, thanks, Lee. This is really cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. That's the whole thing. And you're an artist, not a nerd.
Yeah.
Very different creatures.
is Kate.
Hey, Kate.
Hi. When the discussion was about manifestation versus experiencing, I'm thinking of manifestation at this point because of our ongoing weekly discussions. I'm thinking of manifestation as the 3D appearance appearing. So manifestation is just another way of experiencing, but it's more of a three-dimensional with the senses that we're equipped with at this point, with the standard issue senses.
Okay.
Whereas experiencing is more of the total grokking. Mm-hmm. And then that being said, as the way I'm beginning to look at things is, English is just really, really hard for these things. I'm not sure any other human language is good for it either. But this level, the Chubb level, the belief in good and evil, is part of the development. Well, if we're in our wholeness right now, if God is finished, God is complete, and we are complete and fulfilled exactly right now outside of time, then part of the unfolding is this experience of the third dimension, the belief in good and evil. Is that anywhere close to what you were talking about?
Yeah, I mean, it's all being experienced, and we're in a particular, the progression in time is from less light to more light, and the level of belief in good and evil is a position of less light, and as we gain more light on various points, then there's less evil or less of that. So yeah, this is just a point we're at, and to some extent we're realizing our godliness, and to some extent we're not. And the fact that we're experiencing good and evil is a place where we don't have any light yet. And that's not God in expression, that's where God is not being seen. And this is very hard to say, very confusing, because God is clearly experiencing God not in expression, but what it is what's being experienced here now. Here is a level of consciousness that is lacking light in certain areas, and that's all. And remember, there is no one experiencing it, so you can't say God is experiencing this. You can say that what's being experienced here now is, to some extent, light, and to some extent, absence of light.
Is that part of, like on the oak tree metaphor, is that part of the acorn's development into the oak tree?
Yeah.
Is the...
Right, you're a sprout.
Yeah, okay, so it's part of the sprout phase.
Yeah, you're a sprout. Hang in there, you'll be a sapling.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So clever. This is always thanks, Lee.
And Barbara used to draw a picture of this, a similar analogy that she did, and every level, acorn gets a big stamp on it saying approved, and sprout is stamped approved, and sapling is stamped approved, and tree is stamped approved, and mighty spreading oak tree is stamped approved. It's all approved, Not that there's anyone to approve it, but it's all perfect,
But that's to reassure the sprout that it's not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, in case the sprout's thinking.
Yeah, in case the sprout is at that point in the sprouthood.
The other metaphor that somebody I heard somewhere, I forget who said it, but that I liked is, suppose you're outside in a very plush and beautiful garden, just a lovely, lovely garden, but it's totally dark. And so, of course, you see nothing, and you don't know where you are or anything. And then, as light comes up, you start to see forms, and over there it looks like a demon, and over there it looks like such and such. You start to see some forms, and gradually the forms become bushes, and as light increases, more and more is revealed, and as the light gets turned up, you see more and more of the intricacies of this gorgeous garden, and now you see the stream, and now you see the little this and that, and now you see the light comes up again, and you see now all the flowers, and then light comes up again, you see all the colors of the flowers, and so as the light turns up, you go from total ignorance to full enjoyment of the entire garden when the light is fully up. I like that image. To me, it makes sense of the garden was always there, and you're just seeing more and more of it as the light comes up. And what I'm saying is that you are always here, and you're just seeing more of yourself as the light comes up.
I like that image very much. And so all of us are at the point where we're just starting to sense the night blooming jasmine.
Yeah, What's that smell?
Yeah.
And we see shapes in the trees and the shrubbery, and we, of course, attribute things that we're familiar with to it. So we see gnomes or goblins, or if we're scaredy cats, we see goblins, and if we're higher people, we may see angels, but that's not what's there. What's there is that bush, So.
That happens today.
Go ahead.
Oh, that happens to me every day, and that's a very useful way for me to practice the dehypnotizing process. Say, oh, yeah, that looks like a cat, but it's a pile of sticks. That's how Chuck works.
Yep. And omni-activity is turning up the light.
Hallelujah. That's great.
And there's another little, and it's each individualization turning up its light, and of course as its light goes up, that light is seen by the other individualization. So as my light goes up, you guys get to see it, and as your light goes up, I get to see it. And so not only are our individual lights going up and we're seeing more of ourselves, but we're also seeing more of each other, and they're seeing more of us. So, think of each of us as a candle.
That's great. This is making so much more sense today. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you. Anybody jump in? Well, thank you for another lovely meditation. And I guess we'll see you next week. I love you all.
Thank you. Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. I love you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.